Hey guys, coming into me another movie for you guys, and this movie reviewing, I really didn't know much about this movie going into it. The only reason I watched this movie was one, I've heard really good things about it. Two, it actually is getting some Golden Globe nominations and could honestly get some Oscar potential. And that movie is Infinitely Polar Bear. Now, I don't know how, but somehow I just missed this movie. I did. I've never heard of it till I saw it in people's top 10 lists, and I'm a bit surprised because this movie actually came out back in August, and I guess I just didn't find out about it till then. And I really didn't know much about this movie going into it. I didn't know what it was about, and I kind of just went into it with an open mind, hoping that it would be really good, mainly because Mark Ruffalo has been nominated for a Golden Globe for it, and I'll get into that. And I'm very happy it went to Infinitely Polar Bear Blind because I really love this movie. I thought this was a really great movie overall. It's not perfect, it's not one of the best movies of the year, but overall, I definitely really enjoyed it. I'm definitely happy that I did give it a watch. Let's get to the plot of Infinitely Polar Bear, which the plot of this movie is fantastic. I really do love the plot here because we focus on these two daughters, Amelia and Faith, and their father all their life has had bipolar disorder. He has random breakdowns, and they're kind of used to it at this point. They're quite embarrassed by him, but basically they're in a very bad state of mind. Also, the movie takes place in like the 70s, which I thought was kind of cool. But basically, their mother, Maggie, basically, is struggling to find work. She basically, takes them away from their father because she just doesn't think it's a good idea. And basically, Cam, their father, basically, he goes through some rehabilitation, and eventually Maggie decides that they should live with their father, and basically, it's basically them trying to stay a happy family. And that's basically a plot of Infinitely Polar Bear, which I definitely really love, and I think it definitely is a really great plot. Now, there are a lot of things that really do work well in this movie. Believe it or not, Mark Ruffalo is not the main character of this film. I was surprised too. The main focus are his two daughters. They are the main focus of this film, without a doubt. They are the things that anchor this movie. Both daughters give incredible performances. Imogen Wolodarski and Ashley de Hyde, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the names right, but they both were incredible. I both thought they did a great job in this movie. You really see that they've basically just learned to live with this, even though their father has bipolar disorder. They've learned to live with it, and I definitely really liked about their characters. They both were very interesting. I definitely liked what they did, but without a doubt, and they're great in this movie. They really are fantastic. And there are many scenes where it's almost as if they're taking care of their father. Like, he's not their father, they're taking care of him. But without a doubt, the best performance in the movie is from Mark Ruffalo, who is just fantastic and definitely deserves the Golden Globe nomination he's getting. I was a bit disappointed that he's getting it for this and not for Spotlight, but he really did a great job here. I mean, Mark Ruffalo, I've never really seen him give a bad performance. He was incredible in this movie as this character of Cam. The thing I love about the character of Cam is mainly that while Cam is, he has this bipolar disorder and he has all these random breakdowns and things like that, and, he's trying to, be a normal man, he is trying to be a good father to his kids. He's trying to be a good father to them. He's trying to be there for them. That's something I really loved about his character, is that while he has this bipolar disorder, he still is there for them. Sometimes he might miss some things, and sometimes he might just black out, but many times he is trying to take care of his kids, and they really handled all that very, very well, and I really did like that, and I really did love his character in this movie. He has some really great scenes that I definitely really appreciate. I thought he did a really great job. And Zoe Saldana as well, as his wife Maggie, was also really, really good here. I definitely thought she did a very good job. I like how she was trying to basically be the one to maintain the just normality of everything. She was trying to get a job. She was trying to stay with her husband, even though they're sort of divorced, sort of. I couldn't tell if they were divorced or separated or whatever, but she's trying to keep this family, she's trying to maintain this family. She doesn't want this family to split up. She doesn't want this family to go awry. And I definitely really love our character. The chemistry between these four, the family, they all did a very good job. I all thought they really all were fantastic. And Zoe Saldana has a scene towards the end of this movie. I really did feel bad for her character, but I definitely really appreciate that, and I thought they all did a really good job. My only issue with the movie, well, actually, it's not really an issue, but I really appreciate the directing here by Maya Forbes. If you guys don't know, the reason this movie is set in the 1970s is because Maya Forbes, growing up, her father had bipolar disorder, and all her life she had to live with that. And I really like that she told this story about her father, this story kind of loosely based on that. It was very interesting to see, and I thought she did a very good job of that and really portrayed bipolar disorder very good. The thing I really did enjoy about this movie, though, is how uplifting the directing is. This is not in any way a depressing film. In fact, it's pretty uplifting. A lot of the bipolar stuff is played for laughs, but a lot of it's not, and it is a serious film, but a lot of it is them just trying to maintain things. And one of the big messages of the movie is to not lose that family bond because their bond is so strong. They're not going to lose it. They're not going to become astray. And that's something I definitely really love. And I think they all did a really good job because then I really love the directing there. My issue with the film really resides in the screenplay. Now, it's not that the screenplay is necessarily bad, it's just the movie's supposed to be focused on these two daughters. In the beginning of the film, it seems like, okay, these two daughters are the main focus of the film. They're going to be observing their parents, and we really didn't get that. It's at points in this film, there are many scenes where they're not even around, and I felt like it was more of us just seeing this family and less of how the daughters see their mother and father, because that's where it seemed like this was going to go. But then the narration is completely cut. There's one narration and then just goes away, and that really kind of brought things down. The reason it wasn't too bad is because of the acting being so strong, because Zoe Saldana and Mark Ruffalo really do have incredible chemistry, and their scenes together are very, very effective, and I really did love that. Also, a lot of this movie is situational comedy. There are a lot of situations in this movie. This is not really a film that has one specific storyline, just it's the goings on of this family, and that's something I definitely really did appreciate. It's just the certain events that happen to them, they did that very well. However, the movie did get quite dramatic at points, and I really did appreciate that. I like that the movie was trying to be funny. It did take me a while, though, to get actually involved in this. So a lot of times I'm like, okay, are they just gonna make fun of it? Because there are times where they're trying to be silly with it, and it didn't exactly work. A lot of the times where they were trying to make fun of the fact that he had bipolar disorder, not really make fun, but make lighthearted jokes, and it really didn't work as well, and I really didn't appreciate that. When he takes care of his daughters, that's really when the movie starts to take off, and I thought Maya Forbes definitely did a very good job writing the screenplay, and especially from the fact that she knows how bipolar disorder is, I definitely would have wanted to see that, but I would have wanted to see a bit more insight between these two daughters, because in my opinion, we didn't really get too much of a character between them. We do get characters in the sense that they're his daughters, but there are some things that I wanted to see more of. I want to see more of how they are, how they take care of their father, things like that. I just wanted to be more in their perspective, and we didn't exactly get that. The entire movie is anchored on this family, but I just wanted to see more of the daughters because they're supposed to be the main character, and then all of a sudden they're not. So that was really my thing, is that there's a bit of a narrative issue there. The cinematography here I thought was really good. I definitely did appreciate. You definitely got to feel that this was the 70s. I like that they decided to do it in the 70s and not in modern times. That was definitely a very daring direction. I also like that this movie really makes a lot of references to the 60s and how much of a crazy time it is. Zoe Saldana's character frequently talks about how the reason Mark Ruffalo is the way he is because of the 60s. It was a very daring time, and that he's just been this way, and that's something I definitely really did appreciate. The editing in this movie is really good. This movie's really short. It's only 88 minutes, and it really did fly by, I have to say. I definitely really did love the editing in this movie. It's very quickly edited. I did feel the movie was actually a bit too short, though. Could have been just a bit longer. Some scenes definitely could have been a bit longer, just to make the movie a bit more impactful. Because a lot of this movie, I don't think I'm gonna remember. I really don't. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't think I'm gonna remember everything that happens this movie. I don't think I'm gonna remember, most of the things that they do, but there are a lot of things to really love here. The score was really great as well, just because of how positive it was and how it tried to keep things on a relatively low-key level. I definitely really did appreciate that, and I thought they did a very good job with that. But getting back to the two daughters, I didn't forget to say, they do have distinct personalities. There are some very interesting stuff that came up with them, especially for Amelia's character. There's this one thing that they talked about briefly. It kind of just went away. I don't really know what the point of it was, but it's towards the end of the movie. It's a conversation that Cam and Maggie, Mark Ruffalo and Zoe Saldana's characters have, and if you guys have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. kind of just went away, and I don't really know what they were trying to do with it, but it kind of just went away. But I like that both of these two daughters, I like them overall. I like the family, and that's one of the reasons the movie just worked very well, is because all the characters you really care about. You want this family to stay happy. You want this family to stay relatively, you want this family to stay the way they are, and you don't know if it's exactly going to work. And I definitely really liked about the movie. The ending of the movie as well, I thought was really, really great. I loved the ending. I really thought we came very far with the characters, and it really paid off in the end. That's something I definitely really did appreciate. And overall, guys, I really enjoyed Infinitely Polar Bear. I think it's a really good movie. It's not a great movie, but I did really appreciate it. I'm definitely going to give Infinitely Polar Bear a 4 to 5 or a B+. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. It's not a movie that you need to see, but if you want to see Mark Ruffalo's performance, definitely check it out. If you want to see a good portrayal by bipolar disorder, I would definitely recommend it as well. And that's basically my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Notice you guys saw this movie, have seen it. We'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for another movie review, and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.